My name is Martin Boston. I'm a retired CN railroader. I worked 36 years on the CNR. I started as a student operator and I became a full-fledged operator on October the 3rd, 1957. I retired from the CNR on November the 30th, 92. And then since then, I've been a volunteer with the Orangedale Railway Musuem, volunteer around the museum, work in the gift shop, do guided tours and all the rest, and enjoy it immensely, and meet the most wonderful people in the world and most interesting people in the world. And you know that so big a percentage of them are so interested in railway heritage and history. And to me, that is very important, because I feel that if we don't do something to preserve this and get it down for future generations, the ones left who still have some of this information and these stories and things are going to be gone, and we're going to have no bank of history to work from. Jim St. Clair was tremendous support and still is tremendous support. He is wonderful. And I found with the Iona Connection, you met people from small, struggling museums, and I'm not meaning that as negative, but I mean, we were learning as we went, and each step was a new step and maybe in an altogether new direction. And by working with these other people who were in the same boat as we were, we made a better case for ourselves than if we were all trying to do it on our own. A united effort is far better than a single effort. So I guess to give you a bit of information about the station, this station, this building was built in 1886, with the exception of the floor in this room and the floor in the waiting room. It's all the original floors, both downstairs and upstairs. This was the office, and this was the later waiting room. In earlier times, the room out on the other end was the ladies' waiting room, but that was combined into the one, and I really can't say, but quite a few years ago now. And upstairs was the agent's living quarters. The station agent and his wife and family lived up there. Now, I worked at Grand Narrows, which was almost identical to this one, and the station agent and his wife and 8 children and 2 operators lived in that one. I don't know how we got around one another and by one another without having collisions, but we did. We all got along there fine, and most of the time it was somebody got off work at midnight, and whoever was relieving him had been in his bed sleeping and got up and went to work, and you went back and got into a warm bed, so you didn't even have to worry about that. But they were wonderful hosts, and you were just like part of the family. Okay. And it was a treat, a privilege to have worked at Grand Narrows with the McKinnons. I was there as an operator until 76. And in 76, I became a bridge tender. Well, you know that model of the bridge that I showed you, of the Grand Narrows Bridge, well, you see, that was manned, and there was a person up there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not the same man, there was 4 of us worked there. And you had to watch and let the ships go when they came. It was a natural waterway, so the ships had the right over the rail traffic So you let the boats go first. Now I'll give you a little demonstration here, but this is, here was your dispatcher's phone. There was the town phone, which was like to answer the local calls. This was the dispatcher's phone, and then we had the telegraph. Now I'll send a little bit with the telegraph. Martin Boston, ex-telegraph operator from Grand Narrows and Orangedale, saying hello from Orangedale, Cape Breton. Yeah, I could get by, but I wasn't. You know, some of the old telegraphers were wizards because they could send and talk at the same time, and I don't know how they did it, but I could do these things slowly, but I could get by with it. Yeah. There are some things that have been given us that have come from a distance, but a lot of the things that we have are old railroad records and things that were in this station or a similar station, and it would be something of the same nature. Yes, the two boxcars are S&L boxcars. They were donated by the S&L. The flat car, the snow plow, the caboose, and the locomotive were donated like by other companies and railroads and stuff like that, yeah. The tourist situation this year has started off slow. We used to get, well, 1 year since we have opened in '88, we had over 5,000 visitors that year, but we've never made 5,000 since. But we have, we used to get 3,500, 4,000 perhaps, and but now each year it seems to be down a little lower, but anybody we get is good, and we have wonderful guests, wonderful comments in the guest book, and many personal comments, and we get letters from people, and we hear from people who come that so-and-so sent us, and they said, you go meet them, they're wonderful, and so we feel positive about this. I think every year that I'll retire, and then at the last minute I say, no, I better not, I better stay, because it's worthwhile to be part of it, so I continue. And you meet wonderful people, as I said before, and it's such a pleasure to have people come and show the interest that they do. You know, you feel that you are doing something right. I think all in all it's worthwhile. You know, and I'm just glad that I'm able to keep it up and be part of it for the time being anyway. This is Martin Boston speaking to everyone from the Orangedale Railway Musuem in Orangedale, Nova Scotia. Thanks for your past support. Hope you will continue to support us and come and visit with us and enjoy a good afternoon or morning with us, and we'll try and amuse you with our anecdotes and whatever.